Okay, before we get started with today's video, in full disclosure, I must show you what happened to yesterday's. I believe in putting it all out there because you don't learn if I'm hiding anything. I've never had this happen on a painting before. This looked like this while it was still wet. The center was still wet. I find it hard to believe that my paint would be too thick. You know, when you're mixing it to the straight pour texture, I mean, it's very thin. Maybe there was just too much sitting in the center. Maybe I added too much of the enamel. I'm definitely going to have to do some more experimenting. But take a look at the rest of this painting. I'm heartbroken because this was incredible. That silver laying over top of the green. And then if you look at it from a different direction, it's just green. But these cells, I mean, that is opal. And it's cool because the silver isn't on the cells. It's like in between them. And like this area here has a very opal-y effect. You know, this was stunning before this mess happened. So that's what it looks like dry. Sad and disappointing. Better luck next time. Stay tuned all the way till the end of this video to see the dry piece of the video you're about to watch. And yep. All right. So here we go. Hey everybody, Gina DeLuca here. I have some paint left over from my opal pour, which is sitting right here, and oh, it's so pretty. So I just figured I would use up this paint and do a smaller one and see how this reacts on a smaller canvas. I approached this, I mean, like it was a straight pour. Video number 20 explains my theory about the straight pour and why the paints react the way they do. And so I treated this like a straight pour and it came out exactly how I wanted it to. So I'm just going to do that again. Colors. I have Artist Loft Silver, Artist Loft Light Green, Neon Blue, which has a bit of the satin enamel. It has a little of that in it. The Neon Yellow, the Neon Pink, which also has some of the satin enamel in it, and the Neon Orange. The orange and the yellow didn't show up very much, but the effect was perfect, so I don't want to change anything. If they just completely disappeared, but, you know, add to that glowy effect, then I'm just still going to go with that. So the first color I just put a little bit of the regular white in. Not much, just a bit. Oh no, ooh. Just spilled a little there. And I put a little bit of the satin enamel in, not a lot, just a bit. And then I did silver, then I did green. Then I think I did the blue. These paints are mixed, 1 part paint, 2 parts Floetrol. Thinned to a very thin consistency, meaning when you drizzle the paint off of your stick into the cup, It does not form a mound. It disappears immediately, but it does not sink. It just disappears. If it sinks, you might have gone too thin. And then the pink. Orange. So what I found in the straight pour is that your opaques have a tendency to become the background. And then you have a paint that is cell reactive. Previously, I used the Cadmium Yellow Light hue in basics a lot because I got great reactions from that. But now it seems that the satin enamels in white has the same reaction, which is awesome. There's no silicone in here. These paints are caused, or these cells are caused by the Rayleigh-Taylor instability. It's a scientific term in fluid dynamics for basically how paints react to each other. Oh yeah, I have enough paint. I'll be fine. I have more than enough. And now for your reactive white. This is 40% of the DecoArt Satin Enamel and 60% of the Artist Loft Flow Acrylic and White. Make sure you get all that cellular goodness out of there. And I did a little more of the silver on the other painting. And what I found was the silver formed a thin lacing over the green and over the white in a certain area. And it was so pretty. You can watch the previous video to see that. I'm just going to lay down a base coat here. Okay, let's see what happens. So far, so good. I have my silver lacing again. Pop these bubbles. This technique creates a lot of bubbles. Okay, let's move this around. The more you stretch, the more cells you get in a straight pour. Right now, I'm just moving. I'm not even trying to tilt the paint off yet. Oh, I think it grabbed that corner. The child is playing Fortnite. He's very loud. I think there was too much of the Artist Loft, which is giving me all that white, but I don't mind because opals look like that. And what's very cool is where the silver is. The silver is like everywhere except for this band of white. And I don't want to drip on this. And in that, just follow my shadow here, like right there, the silver is in between the cells, but not on them. So it has a different sheen to it, which is really cool. And the more you move it around, the more cells are likely to pop up, but always be mindful of your tilting, making sure to not mess up your composition. Always bringing the paint back to center before changing directions. Very important. I just want to stretch this white a little bit more. I can see the colors underneath wanting to chime in. You use the weight of your paint to dictate where your movement is. I follow the weight of the paint and I let it push it around. Patience is key when trying to coax the most out of a straight pour. When you're using silicone, you probably don't want to move it around quite as much. But when you're going for cells without silicone, the stretching and the motion really make a difference in getting those cells to pop up. Patience is the most important tool in this art form, I promise you. I'm trying to get this orange in this corner to pop up just a little bit through that white and give it that opal glow. All right, I'm gonna leave it alone. Definitely turned out different than the first one. I think part of the reason for that is when you use less paint, you get a different effect, and I always have better luck with straight pours on bigger canvases. It just works out that way. I mean, not that this isn't pretty, and I could have stopped a while ago and it would have been pretty, but it's still pretty. But there is just this delicate glow that's happening underneath of this paint. That orange is just barely showing through there, and it's just beautiful. I'm gonna let this sit for a while and see what else happens, and then I'll bring you in for a close-up. Okay, here it is. This has some really pretty aspects to it. That orange just peeking through, and that green just really gives it that opal effect. It just seems to glow. That looks like flashes of opal fire right there. The nice 3D looking cells. I love that right there. Oh, look at that. That looks like an opal. If I were to take a screenshot of that right there, that looks like an opal. And what's also very pretty, the silver just kind of laces over top of certain colors, but not others. So these cells have the silver around them, but not in them. And there it is, layered on top of the white. In the last painting, it layered on top of the green, which is interesting. It was kind of the opposite effect. Oh, I'm just loving this technique. I'm going to be doing a big one of these very, very soon. Well, I hope you enjoyed. Please like and share and subscribe and all that good stuff. Do check out the description box below for links to my PayPal tip jar, if you feel so inclined. My Amazon store. Anything that you purchase off of the entire site of Amazon, when you enter through that link, I make a small commission of at no additional cost to you. That also helps me stay stocked up in paints to keep bringing you groovy experiments on the reg. Go make some art. Our Facebook group. Join us over there. Look at that, just glowing. Oh my goodness gracious. I need to see these dry. Hurry up and dry. Go make some art. Our Facebook group. Join us there. And post your masterpieces. Ask your questions. Get some inspiration. And then there's my website, GinaDeLuca.net, where you can purchase my art and my music. Well, I hope you enjoyed, you guys. I am very psyched about this painting, and it is already claimed that fast. So, I'll bring you more. All right, you guys. I hope you have a beautiful day. Go make some art. Okay, so here's this piece dry. Much better turnout than the other one. No cracking. The silver, again, just looks so cool. It's like two different paintings depending on how you look at it. And again, the cells do not have the silver mixing in. Very happy with how this one turned out. I love the, just that color just kind of poking through. Like it's the fire behind the white of the opal. But there it is. So I'm happy with this one. Sarah Mac, I hope you enjoy it. And yep, so we'll just keep experimenting with the bigger pieces. I will get my giant opal. It will happen. You just have to keep trying. Never give up, never surrender. All right, go make some art.